it's Jane and
Heather.
cheers, Heather. We're here for coffee chat time. Every Sunday at 11, we come live and chat about different things. And honestly, Heather, I want to thank you for being so committed because we've been doing this since the second week of January, I think.
I know.
All through this COVID, and we're actually become comfortable with this way of doing it. But we're talking today about how mindfulness. What are we talking about, Heather?
How mindfulness can help you. Period.
Get through some difficult times.
There doesn't need to be. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Okay. So being mindful and being aware of your thoughts, and so for you, Heather, like when you're going through something challenging, like what works best for you?
Well, the first thing that I always notice is that often I don't exhale. My inhalation, or I'm like if I start ramping, if the anxiety ramps up or things are happening, just things where I have like a physical response to something, I notice that I'm not exhaling. So I just I just slow it down and I say to myself, on my in breath, I say be, and on my out breath, I say calm.
Oh, be calm. Oh, look, I have to say, hi, Abigail. Hi. Beautiful girl. Her and I are doing a chat tomorrow. I'm excited.
Nice.
Hi. I think this, I can't guess. You put your name. So you go be calm. So it's just a way to de-stress. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so, Heather, I'm curious about, because we haven't really talked about this too much. I'm curious about you if you do meditation.
Yes. I love meditation, and
how long have you been doing it?
Didn't used to, but we one of our instructors at the college started a meditation group, and we helped him get that going. And when I first started going, I would go to the class once a week, and I would meditate once a week. And I was like, wow, because I was actually I was scared of it because, well, I'm going to just be totally honest, okay? Mm-hmm. I grew up in the 70s, and my parents went to it was called an ashram, and it was for meditation and yogis and all that type of thing. And I remember I was 12 or whatever, and I was like, what the heck is that? I was, and they wore different, outfits, and they had different Sanskrit names. And it was really I was like, wow, is this like a cult? I didn't have any idea, right? It wasn't. Yeah. But they were super ahead of their time. So for years and years and years, I thought meditation that I couldn't, I'm like, oh, I can't do that because I can't empty my head of all the thoughts. But then I learned from my instructor, Dr. Brett Wade from the college, my meditation guy. He said, it's not about emptying the thoughts out of your mind. It's about noticing that the thought came in your mind and let it go out. So it's in, out.
Yeah, that's super powerful because I'm the same as you. I never ever thought I would meditate. I don't think I understood what it was. And I remember my sister used to say, oh, you should meditate, because my sister's really into yoga. And yoga is it is meditation. That's when you're getting still. And I remember saying to my sister's I don't have time to meditate. I'm just too busy. I'm not going to sit still. I didn't understand it.
Yes.
But, and you know this, I think I started, it kind of happened for me naturally because I really, when I was going through a bad time, I really started practicing gratitude, being grateful, deep gratitude for every little thing. And I've been doing that for about 3 years now, every day. Before I go to bed and in the morning. And then I thought I need to sit quiet and think about what I'm grateful for. So one day I just thought I had found a quiet spot and was thinking about what I was grateful for. And I was telling my sister this. She goes, "Oh, you're meditating." I'm like, "No, I'm not." I was almost embarrassed. I'm like, "Meditate? I'm not." Like, and then as I realized I am, that is a form of meditation. It's just stilling your mind so that I look at it. I don't know about you, but I look at it like stilling your mind from life and the thoughts. Sometimes we worry about like what's happened in the past, or we worry about the future. And when you get calm and still, you let love in. That's what I look at it. You let forgiveness and gratitude and that there's space to feel love and grateful. And so that's why I feel like before I never had time for it. Now I feel like I need to do this in the morning because I feel so much calm and peaceful in the day, knowing that everything will be okay because we all go through so much stuff.
Oh, so you do yours in the morning and I do mine at night. Every night. I'm up to over 1,300 nights in a row.
Wow.
Every single night. I track it on my Insight Timer app, and I do mine at night because there's been some proof that it actually helps you sleep. And I thought that that's initially why I started, was because, maybe this will help me sleep better because I can, somehow get my mind, because it actually, mindfulness has many, many, many benefits. Like I wrote down, like in case people don't know, like meditation, like and mindfulness, the type that I'm talking about is mindfulness meditation.
I was going to ask you the difference between.
Well, I'm not 100% sure. I just know what kind I do.
Oh, okay.
But what you need to understand about mindfulness is it's like in case you're like, oh, like what's like, oh, that sounds really complicated. I'm like, no, just hang on, listen to this way that it's explained. It means paying attention in a particular way on purpose in the present moment, non-judgmentally. I'm like, oh. So it's about present moment awareness.
Wow.
And when they say to do it in a particular way, it's kind of like I use my breath, but maybe people use like beads, like the meditation beads or things. There's other ways to do it. So,
well, I know I think some people, I need to sit quiet because I'm very busy all the time. I need to find a dark place, sit quiet. But I know some people that will do what is they'll go out and run, and their mind is still when they're running or out in nature. So that's a form of meditation, mindfulness too, because that's when they get their mind quiet. And I think the coolest thing is that I feel like I appreciate the simple things so much more. Like when we walk Maya, I used to, before practicing mindfulness, I used to be almost in a hurry, get the dog walked, let's go, gotta go. Now I'm like, oh my goodness, the trees are so, like, it sounds crazy. I'm just like I can stop and just smell a flower and just take a moment to breathe it in and just be in the moment. It's
exactly. It is about appreciating all the things in your present moment, because life only unfolds in moments. There isn't anything else. It unfolds in a moment, and this moment, it won't come along again because it's this moment. And so, and it helps you, especially for walking, the walking mindfulness meditations. I think those would be.
So did you finish what was on your list?
Do it yourself, though. You don't need to like listen to a podcast on it, or
no
somebody like walk you through your mindfulness walk. Like it's just about, even sometimes when I first start out, if I'm on my walks, if I'm like a little bit stressed, I look up at the sky and I say, blue sky, green trees. Like I sort of to try to get myself to come back into that moment, instead of like.
Well, do you know what's interesting? I was going to tell you this. So I have a friend of mine, Wayne Lee. He is a peak performance coach, and he lives. I did one of the chats with him. He's amazing, and he does these. It's like a meditation live on his Facebook page. Anyone watching should join his page, and he's amazing. So the other day I was listening, and he was talking. He'll pick a random word out of this book that he has. He's got this beautiful book that he wrote, and it's got all these different words in it. He goes through and he picks a word. So he opens it up and he picked the word peace the other day, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. So he talks you how to become peaceful, but in the middle he said, I want you right now. Actually, you can do this, Heather. Close your eyes and think of the word peace, and now think of a color that goes with the word peace. What color comes right away to your mind?
Yellow.
Okay, so my color was green. I don't know. As soon as he said peace, think of peace in the word, I thought green. I thought of the trees and looking up at the trees or laying in the grass. And that's what reminded me I put a green shirt on. So he said, now that is your color, and that color to you represents peace. So if you are ever feeling stressful, think of the color and it'll calm you. And today I was in a hurry before we did this. I was running around and I got out my green shirt and oh, it's green. And I honestly went, oh, right, peace. And so the color yellow for you.
Well, now, I'm not wearing a yellow shirt because I don't look good in yellow.
But whenever you see yellow now.
But like I'm thinking like candlelight, you know, like the flame of a candle. That would be really like.
It's interesting what people think. A few people were commenting and quite a few said white for peace. So I would think, I don't know, clouds or angels or something more spiritual. I don't know. And I thought, so at first I was like, oh, green, maybe that wasn't a good, but it was perfect for me because of nature. Anyway, yeah.
And I know what I was going to tell you. I also like guided meditations or guided mindfulness meditations, and that's why
leading you through it.
Yeah, so you just listen right to everything, and it helps you, connect, because they'll often at the very beginning they help you to like come into the present moment, breathe. Set aside your whatever, all the things you're worried about, and so one of my favorite ones is it's from this book.
Wherever you go, there you are. Oh,
I'm like, well, that's like so true. That's a topic for another day.
Yeah.
But John Kabat-Zinn, he's like one of the head guys for mindfulness-based stress reduction. So he has a beautiful meditation. It's called the mountain meditation.
Oh.
And I found, we can put it in the comments. Yeah, because what it talks to you about is that if you imagine that, just imagine your favorite mountain, like with the peaks and the snow on it, and how during all the seasons of the year, how that mountain might change with the weather. So maybe in spring, all of a sudden the wildflowers are coming out and leaves are turning green, and then, fall, has its own weather, and then winter with the snow and the ice and, fog. But throughout the whole entire thing, the mountain is still the mountain.
The mountain doesn't change, right?
Just like us. Yes, we change, but we are like, when the weather hits us, when we're going through a rough time in our lives, in comes the wind and the rain and the snow and the ice and the.
But it's having the stillness of like a mountain, the inner.
Exactly.
That's really good, because that's a spiritual thing, a religious thing. It's all tied in for people that go to church and find their stillness there. It's having a strong inner belief, foundation, faith. When you work on yourself and you have a high faith, when all these storms come, you know that in you, in your heart, that you're good.
Well, that saying, this too shall pass, right? It's been a rough week. My heart is breaking. My heart
happened?
My son's 4-year-old Basset Hound died in the middle of the night this week. And it's been really hard for him and the family and me. I'm going to just be honest.
Unexpected? The dog died unexpectedly?
Mm-hmm. He had his heart. Sad. He had a problem with his heart. And so it took me a long time to actually like this dog. So now there's this mix of a little bit of guilt and a little bit of, I don't deserve to feel this sad, but I'm super freaking sad.
But you love the dog.
Because he, like, I don't know, hounds smell and hounds have slobber, and he would go and the slobber would go flying all over, and I would just be like, ah! But little brown eyes.
Aww.
Huge feet. He had giant feet. Like he would.
So Heather, that's like, you loved him, but you don't always have to like everything about people or dogs or that. No one's perfect. The world isn't perfect. And so there's always, you love them still. So
I loved him. And so that's what I'm breathing through this week is just letting, because when you feel something, like normally I would just push it down inside, get down in there, no feeling that, like carry on, don't cry, don't be, don't show, but you know what? No, I am allowed to feel sad, and I do. And so that's what.
But see, that it's interesting because it's life. All of us go through adversity and pain and challenges. Nobody goes through life everything's perfect all the time, because when you go through and everything is perfect all the time, you do not learn. You have to dig deep when you go through bad times. You have to. What else are you going to do? Right? And so I think all of us throughout our life, and I remember there's times in my life when it's like everything's going along great. I'm like, oh, life is good. Bam. I mean, I'll never forget when we lived in Edmonton, and I was like, life is easy. Everything's so great. My daughters are good. One's at university. Everything's great. Love life. 2 weeks later, our dog died. A couple weeks after that, my daughter Jenny had struggled in Australia. Something happened with her. And then my husband had a heart attack. I was like, okay. So then we were thrown all these things we had to deal with. And then my life was turned upside down. Then we moved, and I went through depression. And so then it's like you have to dig deep, and you have to be like, okay, there's more to life. Like, I can handle all these things. And so that's where back then didn't do meditation back then. And I know now it would have helped me so much. And being aware to be grateful for what I did have at the time. Like when my little dog died, if I could have just been grateful for every second with him. But I was just, it was hard to get through that. And be grateful that my husband is okay. But at the time, I was lost in this whole, like, stressed out. Yeah. Anyway, we could talk about this forever.
There's another cool little saying that I like, and I think it comes from a Chinese proverb, but I wouldn't quote me on that. It says, it is only in the moments of difficulty where opportunity lies. So if you think about growth being the opportunity, it's that you have to, it's in those moments of difficulty where that's going to be the opportunity for you to grow. And
and you know what?
Not easy, hard, but if there's ways that we can help it, and if being mindful helps, then sign me up for that.
Yeah. But also when you go through something and then you change and grow, you don't go backwards. And we're all different, but some people go through a lot of stuff very early and dig deep. And it's taken me a long time in my life to dig deep and get to where I am now. But some people get that early. They have to, because they go through a lot of things at a young age. So anyway, so what else? That's it. I guess I'll just say that grateful, because that's what's really getting me through these days. Grateful for all the people in my life, and that I'm aware of my thoughts and can actually get through stuff now. I'm grateful for you.
I'm grateful for you. Cheers.
Cheers. Okay, bye.